Finally! I wanted to check in with you for what your plans were for this year. We had the New Year's party at your parents' house last year, right? Isn't that what happened? That's right. It was such a great party. Probably the best New Year's party I've been to yet. I hope this year's party can live up to what we did last time. So it was at your parents' house then. That means you're going to be coming to my New Year's party, right? You switch every year which family's party you go to, right? Well, I haven't talked about it with Connor yet. We usually discuss what our plans are together. We haven't decided what we're doing yet. I'll have to ask him about that. You haven't decided yet? Why not? I thought for sure that you'd be coming to my house this year. Don't you think that's the right thing to do? I have already told a lot of people what I was planning. I invited them to my place. Oh, you've already made plans then? I've only invited family so far, but I was expecting them to come in the first place. And since you went to your parents' house last year, don't you think it's only fair that you come here this time? I mean, it's been 3 years since you last even visited my house during the holidays. There was a good reason for us not coming for so long. Connor was sick 2 years ago when it was the year we were supposed to go to your place. He was so sick that he didn't leave bed for the entire holiday. I remember it well. That's why I was wondering why you didn't come to my place last year. I thought you'd make up for 2 years ago by coming to my house last time. But then your grandmother got sick and it looked like she might not make it. So you weren't even able to come over here for a second year in a row. It was a pretty scary time. We all thought we'd never get to see her again. But we're all grateful that she got better. We all care about her a lot. I'm glad to hear that. I never did hear if she survived or not. I thought for sure she was a goner. The doctor said it was close, but she was able to make it thanks to them. I can't thank them enough. If I had known she was going to be just fine, I would have been more demanding that you show up to my New Year's party. I never knew you care so much about me showing up. There's been 2 times in a row now that you've missed out on my party. That's why I'm wanting you to show up this time for sure. You know Michelle. She's planning on coming over this year. You haven't had the chance to get to know her well. You're right, I have only seen her a few times. She's always busy with work. I never get to see her either, and I'm her own mother. You'd think that I'd at least be able to see my own daughter regularly. And I've already talked with Connor myself. He said that he was thinking of coming here this year. So I thought he'd already told you about this. I'll have to ask him about our plans. He didn't tell me anything yet. I'll let you know what we decided after I discuss it with him. Did you have any plans on when you were going to hold the party then? I might be busy until the 28th. Don't worry. I'm planning to have my party on the 30th. There shouldn't be a problem. I've never heard of anyone working on the 30th, so I'm sure you'll be able to make it just fine. You can help me get ready on the 30th. I'm planning to go all out with this year's event. Make sure you let Connor know as well. You want me to help you set up things on the 30th? Just exactly what are you planning? I want you to set things up for me. It's only fair after missing 2 years in a row. You're not getting a free pass just because you're Connor's wife. What do you have in mind then? Are you wanting me to help with the setup? I've had to set up everything by myself for the last 2 years. It's only fair you pull your weight this year. So make sure you do a good job. I want things to be perfect. Is this because I've been working in the service industry? Why do you want me to do this? You work at a bar, right? You'd be perfect for this. I can't think of a better person to help me with this task. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do for me. I can't promise anything until I talk this over with Connor. When I'm done talking with him, I'll let you know what we're going to do. Well then, you'd better hurry up and talk with him. I don't have time for you to take your time with this. I want your response to be quick. I'll let you know later then. I heard from Connor that you'll be coming over this year. He told me that you talked it through and decided that you wanted to come to my party. I'm glad you made the right choice. There are going to be so many people for you to meet. It's going to be so much fun. You heard right. Connor and I thought we'd stop by this year. We'll try to be a help in any way that we can. Just give us the word and we'll assist you. I'm glad you're looking forward to having us. This should hopefully be a good time. Of course I'm looking forward to having you two here. Why do you think I've been telling you to come all this time? I know you're going to make a lovely dinner for everyone. Try not to let everyone down, okay? I know I said we'd be willing to help, but isn't that a bit much? I haven't been to your house in a while, too. I don't know what kind of kitchenware I'd be working with. Are you sure there isn't anything else we could help you with? I've already decided what I wanted you to do. I'm certain this is the best choice to make. You're a much better cook than me, aren't you? I'm sure you'd blow us away with what you're going to prepare. I'm not that great of a cook. I work at a bar, not at a restaurant. If I were to cook instead of you, I'd just make something subpar. That's why I want you to do this. I'm sure you'll be able to create a lovely dinner as long as you give it a shot. If you could at least help me with the cooking, it'd make a big difference. I don't know what your family likes to eat, so if I could know what they would want, I'd have a better idea of what to do. It's nice of you to say that, but I don't think I can be of much help. I've been dealing with some terrible back pain. It hurts to even just stand. I wouldn't be able to help you with any of the cooking when I'm like this. You've been dealing with back pain? Are you going to be okay? It might be best if we scale back our plans then. We can't go all out if you're not in any condition to do that. If you want to call off the party, we would be fine changing our plans for you. I can't let that happen! I've already told everyone my plans. If I were to back out now, it'd just disappoint everyone. They're all so excited. I've even made a group chat with the family so I can give them updates on what I'm planning. Here, I'll give you an invite so you can be up to date too. Thanks. It's nice of you to keep me in the loop about this. There's going to be lots of people your age. Isn't that just great? Just make sure you're ready for the big day. It's going to get busy with everything I'm planning. And make sure to say hi to everyone in the group chat. Don't be shy. There's lots of people curious to know what you're like as Connor's wife. So don't forget to leave a good impression on everyone. Okay. I'll make sure to say hello. All right. Well, I've got to get going. I can't chat with you all day. I'm so excited for this, Natalie. I know you're going to do a great job. Hi, Natalie. I was curious when your last day of work is going to be this year. Are you going to be working until the 28th? Or are you going to be off at an earlier time? Have you at least figured that out yet? I've talked it out with my boss. My final day of work this year is going to be the 26th. Oh, would you look at that? That's earlier than I thought. I was thinking you'd be getting off on the same day as your husband. It wasn't easy for me to get off this early. My boss had a child and they needed all hands on deck. I had to work extra shifts this December just so I could get off as early as I am. Well, it's good that you'll make it to the party, no problem. It looks like things are going to work out great. This was perfect timing for you to have extra time. Perfect timing? What do you mean? You're going to be pretty busy with how many people I'm going to be having come to the party. Not only are all my close family going to be there, I've invited some other people as well. There's going to be 20 people at the party, so you'll have to get started on the shopping. Don't forget to get the drinks and snacks while you're out buying ingredients. That's quite a lot of people. I know I told you to come over on the 30th, but there's been a change of plans. I'm thinking for you to get started on the 27th. You'll need all the time you can get. I already have plans on the 27th to have fun with friends and celebrate being done for the year. I'm not going to be able to come on that day. I've already told them I'll be there. I don't care if you have to come on the 28th, as long as you get everything done. But if you can't come till the 28th, you'll have to get there first thing in the morning. Are you sure it's not going to be a problem? Don't you think that's cutting it close? You're right that it's going to be a lot of work, that's for sure. Then why don't you forget about your plans and get here on the 27th? I am hoping it's not going to take that long. I'm sure we'll be able to finish things in time. And Connor doesn't get off until after the 28th. He won't be able to help until the 30th. I'm sure he'll be able to find some time. This is my party we're talking about. Connor can stop by after work. And it's not like I'm going to be of much help. I've got my back that I'm dealing with. You're not used to doing this either, so that's likely going to cost us more time as well. That's why I'm having you come so early in the first place. I don't want any chance for this party to fail. It's good for you to give us all this time, but we've got plans of our own too. Connor is planning on coming over to my parents' house and saying hi. It's been a while since he's seen my parents, so he was wanting to catch up with them. He's going to be busy with work as well, so he's only available to help on the day of. He's going to your parents' house? Why would he bother doing that? That's what he told me. Is there a problem with that? But I'm having the party here this year. He doesn't need to see your parents. We're still planning to go to your party. This isn't going to change that. But I think it's nice of him to come with me to my parents to catch them up on what's going on in our lives. But I want him to be here helping me. Why would he visit your parents at a time like this? He should be focusing on me. He could have waited till the new year to do this. What was he thinking? He's made plans to do this a while ago. He didn't think you'd need him to come this early. It's too late for him to change plans. Then maybe I'll call your parents and let them know I don't agree with this. He's my son. He should be putting my party first, not your parents. You don't have to do this. It isn't something you need to worry about. But it is something I need to worry about. My party is on the line here. I need all the help I need for this to go as perfectly as I'm hoping for it to go. He's been putting too much attention and caring about what your parents want and not about his own mother. He hasn't even come to the party for 2 years in a row. And yet he's still seeing your parents. Why are you so upset about this? This isn't going to be an issue. He's going to visit on the 29th. That still gives you 2 days he can help you. I don't care how much time he thinks he has. This is unacceptable. Betraying his own mother like this. You'd think he'd care more about what his mother wants over someone else's parents. And you taking his side on this only shows how selfish you two are acting. I'm sorry you feel that way. If he doesn't want me calling your parents, he'd better prove his loyalty to me. I want him to call me and promise that he's not going to visit your parents. I'm going to let your parents know everything if he doesn't know his place. I understand. I'll let him know what you told me. And you! I want you to come on the 27th. This isn't going to work if you two don't listen to me. I want you to take me seriously. I'm not letting you two ruin my party. Fine. Just how long are you planning to take shopping? It's been ages since you left to go shopping. What is taking you so long? Time is of the essence. I can't have you taking all day doing this. Hi, Susan. Sorry for the delay. It took me longer than I expected. Getting everything loaded into the car took me longer than I thought. It took time finding everything, too. You haven't even started shopping for the decorations I wanted you to buy. I need you to hurry up and get moving. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. But can I at least get some time to catch my breath? Time to catch your breath? There's no time for that. You'd never be ready in time if I give you a break. The party is in 2 days. Everyone is going to be expecting something huge and I can't let them down. I know this is important for you, but I'm exhausted. I've been working since the morning getting things ready for you. You're still young, aren't you? What are you complaining about being too tired? And for the last 2 years, I've been getting the party set up all by myself. Do you know how hard that was? I'm not going to let you complain when you didn't even help me the last 2 times. That must have been tough for you. Michelle is going to be here tomorrow. It's the first time she's been back in a while. So I want to impress her with my progress. It's only going to get busier anyway. You're going to start cooking come tomorrow, so I'll need you here first thing in the morning. I got it. And Connor will finally be joining to help tomorrow too. So don't you complain about this. I understand. And when you're finally done getting those decorations for the party, I want you to get back here so you can make us dinner. Make you dinner? But that has nothing to do with the party. But my husband and I haven't had anything to eat for dinner. We're starving. We can't give you orders when we haven't been properly fed. And with how long you've been taking, you've been making us wait longer and longer. Look, can we talk about this? Can't you both figure out something for yourselves? You don't need to rely on me for this. But my back is killing me! You can't expect me to take care of this. It'd only worsen my condition. I'm not letting that happen. It's only fair that you do this for me. You've hardly been a help this whole time. Sorry that things aren't going the way you wanted. I don't need your apologies. I need you to stop being so slow and pick up the pace. I can't wait for you forever. I can't believe Connor married someone as slow and unhelpful as you. I thought he'd have a better eye for choosing a marriage partner. But I guess everyone makes mistakes. I'll be back before long. If you want me to take care of this, then I will. It's about time you started listening to what I've been telling you. My patience is running out, so make sure you don't keep me waiting much longer. People are starting to come, Natalie. You need to hurry things up. Is the food almost done yet? I need everything to be done in the next few minutes. It's going just as planned. It'll be ready in just a moment. I'm impressed. I didn't know you actually were this good of a cook. But from what it looks like, it turned out better than I expected. Everything looks delicious. If I knew it was going to look this good, I should have told everyone that it was me who made this. You can tell them if you want. I don't really care. Really? You're fine with me taking credit for this? I'm just glad you're pleased with how everything looks. If it makes you that happy, I don't mind if you say you made it and I just helped you with it. You're the one who cares about image. This would certainly impress everyone. So you're telling me this is fine then? You're not going to get upset later, are you? I'm just Connor's wife. I don't need to take credit for this. I'm glad you're seeing things my way. I didn't think you'd start being so agreeable out of nowhere. Then I'll make sure everyone hears about how hard I worked on making tonight's dinner. Then why don't you head out and buy a few things while I act like I'm finishing dinner? After you get back, you can start interacting with the other guests. Sounds good. I'll grab a few extra drinks for everyone and be back soon. I'll be seeing you at dinner then. Hey, what's going on? What is it? Did you make it back from the store then? I've made it back. But where are you right now? Did you go somewhere? I'm in the other room talking to my friends. I'm having a lovely time getting to catch up with them again. You don't know how long I've been waiting for this party. Things are going great today. So what was it then? What's so important that you have to interrupt my conversation? It looks like you got started with dinner while I was out picking up those drinks. Is that right? Was it you who told everyone to start eating? Yeah, it was me. Dinner was ready and I didn't feel like making everyone wait all day. I was wondering where all the food went. I didn't think I was gone for that long. You should have seen how excited everyone was to dig in. They really enjoyed the food that I prepared for us. But that's where I have a problem. Where did all the food go? Oh, you wanted to eat too, didn't you? It's too bad there isn't much left now. Everyone was so hungry that they couldn't help themselves. Sorry you weren't here for the start of dinner, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. There should be some scraps left for you if you look hard enough. Were you planning for this to happen? Did you do this on purpose? You could say that. It was too funny, I just had to try it. And didn't you say that I could take credit for making dinner? That means I can decide when we can start eating. Why should I care if you get to eat when it's my food now? But why would you do this? Why couldn't you make sure there was still food left for me? This party is meant to be for my special guests. You aren't really a guest. You're more like my helper. You should have bought something for yourself while you were out buying those drinks. So, after helping you put this on, you treat me like this. Even though I was the one who made dinner and even let you take credit for it. You won't even let me eat a single bite of the food I worked so hard to make? That's just how it is. It's my party, so I get to decide. If I considered you a guest, I'd make sure to save some food for when you get back. But you're nothing but my servant. You don't deserve to have dinner. You're supposed to work. You'd go as far as that? Do you really not care about me that much? I knew that you and I had some bad blood between us, but I still thought you had some respect for me. That even if we had our problems, you wouldn't treat me like this. So you finally understand how I really feel about you then. It's about time. If you didn't want this to happen, you shouldn't have been so careless. But you haven't always been that bright, have you? I knew I could use you if I tried. You're not wrong. I should have known you were planning this from the start. My plan went just as planned. You did everything I asked and made me look like a star in front of my guests. Since you worked so hard for me, I'll let you have whatever you can find in the fridge. If you don't see anything you like, you can leave and go pick out takeout or something. If those are my options, then I think I'll leave and eat somewhere else. There isn't anything here that I'd want. Your guests already ate everything I was hoping to have. I'll be leaving now. I don't feel comfortable being here either, so I'll take your suggestion and find somewhere else to go. Wait, you're really planning on leaving already? Where do you think you're going? That was a joke! I want you here! Who's going to help me if I don't have you to boss around? What on earth is going on? What did you do, Natalie? I went to the bathroom for a few minutes, and by the time I'm back, everyone has already left! Why did everyone leave? Where did everyone go? Oh, me? I went to a place I know wants me. I headed back home. There wasn't much traffic either, so I should be getting there faster than I expected. I should be getting there in just a few minutes. It's going to be so much fun. I'm not asking where you went. I'm asking you where all of my guests went. Where could everyone have gone while I wasn't looking? It doesn't make any sense. When you say everyone, you're talking about all your family and guests, right? Of course I am! Who else would I be talking about right now? They decided to head home. They didn't feel like sticking around. They went home. But they left in the middle of the party! They got word about how you were treating me and decided they didn't want to support you. You told them about what I was doing to you. You complained to them and made them leave. I didn't tell them anything. They learned about it without me saying a word. By the way, did you make sure to sit down and eat dinner yourself? Eat dinner? What does that have to do with anything? Either way, I've been busy talking to guests and making sure everyone was having a good time. I didn't have any time to eat. Then you better taste the food for yourself. Oh, right. Didn't you say that all the food was gone? Taste the food? What are you talking about? Wait, there were some leftovers that I had hidden in the fridge. I'll see what you're talking about. What the? This tastes awful! What is this made of? Did all of the food taste like this? I guess you weren't as good of a chef as you thought you were. After all, it was you who made the food. You should let someone else cook if it was going to be this bad. It may have looked excellent, but it sure tasted terrible. I give you a 10 for presentation, but a 0 for taste. Next time I taste the food that you made before serving it to all of your precious guests. You made all that food go to waste. I only took credit for this food. You know I'd never serve something so awful if I had made it. Are you that bad of a cook? How could you make something so repulsive? Or were you planning this? You made me take credit on purpose. You caught me red-handed. I couldn't have done it without Connor and Michelle, though. I'm glad I had their help with this. How did you get their help with this? They would never do this to me. You must have blackmailed them. Made them do it against their will. I don't need blackmail to get their help. I asked them and they agreed. They wanted to help me. They thought you deserved to be knocked down a peg. I'm their mother. They would never help you. They made sure you didn't touch any of the food before dinner. Whenever you got close to the food, they'd start a conversation with you or tell you one of your guests had arrived. Without them, you would have figured this out before everyone had a chance to eat. I can't thank them enough for their help. Everything went perfectly. They did that to distract me. But then, how did everyone find out how I was treating you? Even if the food was awful, that wouldn't have given away how I've been treating you. You must have told them. There's no other way than that. It's like I said earlier. I didn't have to say a thing. In fact, you'll be surprised to hear this. You were the one who gave it away. Me? But how does that make any sense? I'm not as stupid as to do that. You're not as clever as you think. In fact, it looks like you haven't even noticed what you did. I didn't say a thing about what I did. And there wasn't any evidence of what I was doing. I wouldn't tell them what I was doing either. You're lying to me. Did you make sure to see what chat you were using when you were texting me earlier? You were accidentally using the group chat when you were talking to me. You gave yourself away. Wait. What? Huh? How did I? You should have been more careful when you were messaging me. If you were always planning to be so cruel, you should have at least had the diligence to not slip up like this. Thanks for giving yourself away. I didn't have to explain myself at all to your family and guests. It saved me all the time of explaining why I was leaving the party so early. Thanks again for explaining everything to them. It's good of you to be so honest and vulnerable. I've been so busy with the party. I didn't have time to make sure I was sending the messages to the right chat. How could I have been so careless? Don't worry, no one's worried about your carelessness. They're more worried that you could be so cruel to me. I can't believe this. Don't be so surprised. Lots of your guests already knew about how cruel you've been to your family. Your husband has told us himself all the horror stories of having you as his wife. When I mentioned to Michelle and Connor my plan of sabotaging the food, they were all on board. You'd be surprised how many people already know your true colors. How could you do this to me? You completely ruined my party. What were you thinking? You can't just do this to me. You're only Connor's wife. You should have been grateful that I let you come to my party. And yet you plotted against me in order to ruin everything. You won't get away with this. I'll never forgive you. I don't need your forgiveness. I'm fine with you hating my guts. Are you so sure about that? You've already treated me like trash. How worse could it get from here? And just so you know, me and Connor haven't forgiven you for how you treated us either. You don't have to lie about your back pain or how you feel about us any longer. We already know everything. Isn't that what everyone strives for? To be their true selves. Now you can be your true self without worrying at all about what me or Connor or what anyone else thinks. What I was doing was justified. I was exercising my rights as your mother-in-law. Even after showing your true self, you're still trying to make excuses? I don't see how you could think what you were doing was right. Don't you have any respect for any of your family? It's your place to listen to everything I say. You're nothing special. The only reason I bother having you around is you're Connor's wife. And that's what I can't stand about you. You only care about what you want. You push people around and don't care about how they feel. Do you realize how many people you've hurt with your selfishness? I'm just pushing everyone to be their best. What I do makes sure everyone can be the best that they can. I'm thinking of everyone's future. I can't have them become good-for-nothing idiots. Is that because you care about your family? Or because you're worried that we'll make you look bad? I'm doing it for them! Then why are all your relationships with your children and family terrible? Do you even know what your kids think about you? Why wouldn't I? I was the one who raised them. I know everything about them. You may have raised them, but you have no idea what they think of you. Why would you think Michelle and Connor would leave the house the first chance they got? They would have stayed at home longer if you weren't so terrible. But from what they told me, they couldn't stand staying another second with you. They left me because they hated me. It wasn't because they wanted their own place. It was because of me. You always were bossing them around and wouldn't give them their own space. You used them for your own gains and didn't ever care about how they felt. You ruled the house with an iron fist and everything had to be your way. Of course they'd want to leave when you treated them like that. I wasn't trying to boss them around. I just wanted them to be strong. They had to be ready for the real world. It doesn't matter what your intentions were. Not that I believe what you're saying. With that said, I'm done with you. You're done with me? What are you saying? I'm doing what anyone with common sense would do. I'm cutting ties with you. How could you do this on a day like this? You ruined my party! All I wanted was for everyone to have a good night at my party. No one wants to spend New Year's Eve with an old hag like you. They'd rather spend it with someone who isn't a complete brat. If I can't have my party here, I'll head over to Michelle's house. I'm not spending tonight alone. Do you even know where she lives? She hasn't told you for a reason. She doesn't want you to know. This can't be happening. Don't expect us to be coming over to any more of your future parties. Connor and I are planning to spend our time with people we care about. We're planning to move shortly either way, so you won't be able to find us if you try. You're moving? But wait! What about me? You can't be seriously planning to leave me alone like this. And that's not all either. Your husband is also planning to move out as well. What? He didn't say anything about that to me. Why would he tell you? You'd only cause trouble like you always do. He's been dealing with you for years now and was reaching his boiling point. But about 2 weeks ago, he let us know that he made his decision and was going to divorce. You should be getting your side of the divorce papers shortly. You don't have to worry about any of us anymore. You won't be seeing any of us. Divorce? But how could he? You finally realize what trouble you're in? You've been leeching off of him all your life, haven't you? But after the divorce, you won't have anyone else you can boss around or take advantage of. What are you doing? Are you trying to ruin my life? Is this revenge for everything I did to you? Of course. And I'm loving every second. I'd make plans. You don't have much time left. You're going to be alone in no time. You better get things ready. But I can't live alone like this. I don't know what it's like to live alone. Then you better get ready. Your new life is waiting for you. You don't have a say in this either. Everyone is leaving you, and that's that. I'll make you pay for this, Natalie. I won't let you ruin my life and get away with it. You can try and make me pay. But we're going to be moving. And we have no plans telling you where we're going. Anyway, we're going to enjoy the rest of our night. Have fun celebrating the new year by yourself. You can't do this to me! I can't do this! Please, don't do this! Please! I can't live alone for the rest of my life! Connor and I enjoyed the rest of our holiday at my parents'. Just like I told her, Susan received divorce papers for her husband the day after her failed party. She begged him to keep her around, but he had made up his mind. He wasn't going to be pushed around for another day. He chewed her out and let her know everything he was thinking, but never dared to say. After getting everything out, Connor's father refuses to talk to her and pretends she doesn't exist. She'll be kicked out of the house as soon as the divorce is done. I'm glad that Connor's father finally stood up for himself after all these years of abuse. While I have no intention of talking to my mother-in-law anymore, I hope to keep in touch with Connor's father. Things should be better now that she's out of our lives. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. Nancy! I can't believe it! How can you not approve of our wedding? How can you be so cold? Kelly, what's the problem? This seems to have come out of nowhere. Stop acting so aloof. You said you wouldn't contribute even 1 cent to our wedding. Why would you say something like that? It can only mean one thing. It's your sad, roundabout way of announcing that you don't approve. As soon as we announced that we were going to get married, you go around saying things like this? That's one of the lowest acts I've ever heard. Why do you want to rob me of my happiness? What? Hang on a moment. That was never my intention. I am not against your wedding at all. I'm actually very excited for you. Oh yeah? Well, that's not what I heard from Robbie. He said you clearly stated that you had no intention of assisting financially in any way. Hang on. I think you're jumping the gun a little bit here. I fully intend on getting my son and daughter-in-law a gift well suited to the occasion. Is that not enough? Are you kidding me? It's totally not enough. Parents shouldn't just give a gift to their children. They're supposed to help pay for the ceremony and reception. After all, you are Robbie's mother. It's up to you to make sure your son has a lavish wedding. Don't you think that's a little bit old-fashioned? I mean, I haven't heard of parents paying for their children's wedding for the longest time. Kids these days seem to have more than enough money saved up for events like this. What? Where did you hear such crazy talk? Certainly there are some families that still believe in providing financially for their children after growing up. But shouldn't that be up to the individual families to decide? I've heard a lot of families making the decision to not pay for the wedding. It sort of allows the bride and groom to start their new life on their own terms. Our family believes that is the right way to go, too. Unbelievable. It's that kind of thinking that casts a bad light on single mothers. It's people like you who give a bad name to single parents. No money and no common sense either. If you don't help out financially, we will have no choice but to hold a smaller wedding. Is that the sort of married life that you want your son to have? Thanks to you and your poor lifestyle, we will also have to lower our standards and come off looking like lower second-class citizens. What? That's not true at all. I know there are rare cases when families are not able to help out. But surely it's normal for families in any type of financial hardship to assist in some sort of way. If you are unable to provide any financial support, then it's no different to being bankrupt. Is that how bad your situation is? Are you broke? I think you are getting a little too wound up here. Not at all. I'm just speaking the truth. It's actions like this that make me despise poor single parents. And because of your poor lifestyle, you are now negatively affecting the soon-to-be happy newly married couple. Come on, Kelly. I think you're getting a little over-emotional right now. Are you sure you fully understood what Robbie was telling you? I'm pretty sure I did. You can't afford to pay anything for the wedding ceremony. In plain English, that means you have no money to spare for your son. The money that I may or may not have is irrelevant. First, we need to worry about your attitude. I would prefer it if you stop getting so worked up like this. Let's get to the root of the problem. You're telling me you were relying on financial support from your parents to pay for your ceremony and reception. Just because that wish wasn't realized doesn't give you the right to blow up at me like this. What are you talking about? You don't seem to understand. A wedding ceremony and reception are supposed to be the result of the bride and groom working together. That generally means they finance it themselves, too. Of course, the guests will provide some gifts to help the newly married couple start off on the right foot. Where appropriate and necessary, parents may also help out financially. But it's not right to rely solely on that money. As grown adults, you need to show your ability to look after yourself and pay your own way. When your wishes aren't realized, you need to accept the truth like a grown adult. No one likes a spoiled tantrum-throwing child. I don't think I need to be lectured to by a poor single parent. Before you try giving me any advice, how about giving me some money first? If you want to be able to talk to me like that, first you need to front up with $30,000. Come again. If you're unable to come up with that sort of money, I really have no need for you. I can't believe how important you act given the fact you have no money. All I have to say on the matter. Goodbye.
Hey, Mom! What exactly did you say to Kelly? She's at home right now, crying her eyes out. Last time I spoke to her, she said she was going to have a chat with you. Now I see her and she is like this. How dare you make her cry like that?
Excuse me? What did I do to make her so upset?
She said she was so upset from the things you said to her. She's still crying now. It's been going on for ages. She's my fiancé. How could you be so mean to her? What exactly did you say anyway? She's not making much sense at the moment.
I didn't say anything particularly mean at all. If anything, it was her who was being particularly rude to me. All I did was politely state my case.
What? Surely it was more than a polite retort.
It really was nothing at all. She came at me in a huff, all angry because I wasn't going to pay for the wedding. She kept running her mouth, saying some pretty nasty things about me and single parents in general.
How can you claim to be in the right? You were a lot ruder to her.
How is that?
Look, first of all, Kelly doesn't care that I come from a single-parent family. If she did, then she wouldn't be marrying me. She said she didn't care that my upbringing wasn't so wealthy. She loves me for who I am. She's very important to me. So why must you always try and ruin the good things that happened to me? What's going to happen if she gets cold feet and pulls out of the wedding? What are you going to do to make amends for that?
What on earth are you talking about now? Since when have I ever tried ruining things for you?
Pretty much from around the time you divorced Dad.
What?
That's right, you heard me. Ever since you divorced him, we have been a poor single-parent family. I've always been highly embarrassed by our situation. And it's all your fault. At school, I never had the right sports equipment and never got picked as a starter on any of those teams. When other kids were struggling at school, their parents could afford to hire a tutor. But not me. I just had to ask everyone else for their help like a hobo. And because you were so poor, I wasn't able to get the grades I needed to go to my preferred college.
Hang on just a moment. I don't think it's fair to blame all of your hardships on me.
Well, if it's not your fault, whose fault is it?
Perhaps you just weren't good enough to be a starting member on any of your teams. Considering that I provided you with all the basic necessities to play the games. It wasn't like you had to stand on the baseball diamond without a glove, right? The equipment I provided for you was more than enough to do the job. Yet there you were, complaining that if it's not professional level, then I can't use it. I'm pretty sure the reason you never got chosen on the teams was because you didn't actually participate in training. If you don't have the right equipment, how can you be expected to perform to your best? I refuse to waste my time using low-grade gear. And as for your studies, I was prepared to pay for a private tutor for you. But if you recall, when the tutor came for your first lesson, you refused to get off your PlayStation. So in the end, the agency put you on the blacklist, and since then, no one would come to teach you.
It's not my fault. The tutor they sent didn't know how to interact with me properly. There's no way I was going to learn anything from them anyway. It's a parent's job to know what their children are like. If you can't find the right resources for them, then you have failed as a parent. How could you give up on me so soon?
How could you be so selfish? You only ever think about yourself. You never take responsibility. You always blame me for any little hardship you had. Don't you realize it was tough for me too? I worked very hard to provide for you. And this is the thanks I get.
Oh, knock it off. I can't believe you still think you did anything good for me. You didn't do anything special. Of course, it's a parent's job to work hard for their kids. Stop acting so elitist just because you were a parent. You didn't do anything special.
How can you say that after all this time? After all I gave up for you?
Anyway, forget about the past. Let's talk about now. If you're not going to help out in any way paying for the ceremony and reception, we expect you to give us a cash gift instead of a physical present. We expect a minimum of $30,000. You got that?
What? How much? You expect me to gift you $30,000?
As the mother of the groom, surely that's the least you could do? If you can't even pay that much, I'll never be able to show my face out of shame again. If you turn up without that cash, I'm gonna have you turned away at the door. I'm your only son, and it's my wedding. I expect you'll do the right thing on the day.
Good morning, Nancy. I can't believe how good the weather is today. It's as if the heavens themselves are smiling on us. Good morning. Yes, indeed. It is a lovely day. I'm so glad that my son and daughter-in-law's wedding can be held in such glorious weather. All we need to do now is get through the ceremony and reception without incident. That's where I sort of need your help. Sure, what can I do for you? I need you to not show up today. I'm sorry, what? I'll get straight to the point. I heard from Robbie that you were going to bring a gift of $30,000. Yes, we did discuss that. Well, I think it would be better if you just wired that money straight into our bank account. That way you wouldn't need to bother yourself coming all the way to the chapel. That's a little confusing. Could you at least explain to me why you don't want me coming to the chapel today? It's a little hard for me to agree without knowing your reasons. Of course, silly me. It's because of your marital status. We just don't feel right having a poor divorcee in our midst. Your negative aura would bring the mood of the party down. Negative aura? Are you insane? I was going over the list of guests just this morning, and suddenly it dawned upon me. Out of everyone, my family, mutual friends, etc., you are the only one who has been divorced. I just don't think we need the bad luck that you may bring. Can you see what I'm saying? Not really. I don't think my presence will bring any bad luck today. Oh, no, I didn't think you would understand. That's so typical of a poor divorcee. I knew we would never see eye to eye. I think I can agree with you on that one. I just don't understand why you have to be so down on divorced people. The way I see it, only stupid people get married only to have it end in divorce. That's a bit harsh. Not at all. After all, if you see divorce as a way out, why would you even bother getting married in the first place?
That's a pretty stupid way to think, wouldn't you agree?
You do realize there are things you only learn after marriage. Case at hand, when I married my husband, I didn't know he had a gambling problem. He knew his addiction would cause me to rethink the marriage, so he tried his hardest to keep it hidden from me. A lot of people are like that, you know. Yes, well, it's largely your fault for not noticing that in the first place. So that backs up what I'm saying. Only idiots like yourself end up getting divorced. That really isn't a nice thing to say. I stick by my original request. I prefer if you don't turn up today. Seeing you in the reception hall would definitely dampen my spirits. I can't allow that to happen on this special day. I'm going to contact the reception hall now and have them rearrange the seating without you. I expect you to transfer the money now. That's what you get for being divorced. Don't worry yourself. I never intended attending anyway. Huh? What do you mean? I mean, I really don't like you very much anyway. What? And yes, Robbie did tell me he was demanding $30,000 in cash. Until that point, I was still undecided, but I was considering how I would be able to help you out. But when out of the blue he demanded the cash, it made me lose interest in wanting to help out at all. So I had already decided that I wasn't going to attend today. And on top of that, I'm not going to be providing the $30,000 he demanded. What? No! Are you telling me you're not going to be wiring the money? Is that what you were saying? That's correct. After all, why would I provide you with any present if I'm not attending the party? You didn't want me there anyway, so I don't see what the problem is. You can relax. I won't be there to spoil the mood. I won't bring any negative aura to the place. As you desire, I will not be there. Just a moment. It's fine for you not to attend, but you have to send the money. I don't agree. Look, if you don't send the money, we're going to be in the red. We're going to be in a bit of trouble if that happens. Not me. I won't be in any trouble. Huh? That's no way for the mother of the groom to behave. It's unheard of for parents to not help pay for the wedding. Kelly, you seem to be losing it a little bit. Are you sure you're okay? Surely what is more unheard of is demanding someone to not attend a wedding, but still demand them to pay a large amount of money. How can you say that? That's totally unfair. Anyway, I'd just like to wish you a big congratulations on your special day. As you wish, I will not be there. You can enjoy your day as you like. Please give my regards to Robbie. Perhaps I'll see you again someday.
Mom, I'm begging you. I need you to come to the wedding right now. It's unheard of for parents of the groom to not attend the wedding. Everyone is concerned. They want to know what has happened and why you aren't here. Please. Can you hurry up and get here?
What on earth are you talking about now, Robbie? You were the one who told me if I want to attend the wedding, I have to bring $30,000 cash. To put that another way, if I don't intend to pay, I shouldn't bother attending.
Well, yes, you could take it that way. But how was I to know you would choose the not attending option? Look, forget about the money for the moment. You can come empty-handed, that's okay. I just need you to hurry up and get here.
That's not going to happen. After all, Kelly told me specifically that she didn't want me and my negative aura, with my bad luck, to be anywhere near your wedding.
Okay. I'll talk to her about what she said and let her know she went too far. But I'm begging you, please forgive her just this one time and get here as soon as you can.
That's going to be a little difficult. You see, I never intended to attend, so I haven't prepared anything to wear.
It doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't have to be anything special. Just grab whatever you have in the closet.
That's definitely not going to work. Kelly already has it in her mind that as a single parent, I am poor and have no common sense. If I turn up to a wedding wearing casual clothing, it will only cement that idea in her brain. The only correct thing to do is to get a proper wedding-suitable dress.
Okay, well, do that, please. And hurry! I'll just tell everyone that there was a little bit of trouble and you're running late. That should buy you a little bit of time. Please, please, please come quickly.
Yes, that's still going to be a problem. You see, I'm actually in Hawaii right now.
What?
Yes. You see, I actually had intended to help you out a little bit with the wedding. I had been saving up for quite a while, and truth be told, there was over $30,000 in a savings account for you. But in the end, seeing as how I wasn't going to be attending the wedding, I figured I would use the money on myself. After all, it was money I had saved up. Technically, it was still mine.
And so you took off by yourself to Hawaii?
That's right. I heard the weather in your part of the world was pretty good. Well, I guarantee it's 3 times as good where I am.
OMG, you've got to be kidding me. It's your son's wedding day. Your only son on top of that. How can you blow off his wedding day and take a solo trip to Hawaii? That has to be the lowest thing I've ever heard of. Have you lost your mind?
What are you talking about? How can you be angry right now? After all, you were the one who made such outrageous demands. You were the one who said if I wanted to attend, I had to pay $30,000 in cash. Why am I the crazy one for not agreeing to that? Surely it should be the other way around. Only an idiot would agree to your demands. I don't think you have the right to get angry at me for simply making a decision.
Stop trying to make it sound like this is my fault. Regardless of any demands I may have made, it's unheard of for a parent to not attend their child's wedding.
What's more unheard of is making the demands to the parents in the first place. After all I did for you, all of the sacrifices I made for you, the least you could do is grant me a little bit of happiness.
Your timing is impeccable. Why would you choose to treat yourself now? Why do you have to do it now and take away from my time in the spotlight? Things are going crazy here because of you. If you've got all that money, I need you to get to the airport and get back here ASAP. Even if you aren't here today, at least if you are around by tomorrow, we can convince everyone nothing happened.
Impossible. Totally impossible. After all, I've got a reservation for a scuba diving lesson this afternoon.
Are you for real? You're choosing a scuba diving lesson over my wedding?
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to throttle the hell out of the engine. I've heard those things can go pretty fast. Anyway, I'm a little busy right now. I'm going to have to leave you there.
I can't believe you actually didn't come to the wedding today.
I always knew you lacked a certain set of social skills, but I didn't think you were that far gone. You have no concept of common sense. It wouldn't be such a problem if it was just anyone's wedding ceremony, but it was your son's wedding. Not turning up was the lowest act I've ever heard of. Oh, Kelly, are you okay? You seem to be a little bit confused. If anything, I'd say the person lacking common sense was you, not me. Not to mention that husband of yours. Are you trying to be funny? Are you making fun of us now? I am so angry at you now. I don't think I can ever forgive you for what you did. You can consider our relationship over as of now. Oh dear, oh dear. I seem to have upset my son and his new bride. Whatever shall I do? Indeed, you have upset us. You don't even show up at our wedding today? What nerve. Without even being there, you totally stole the spotlight from us. And then to top it off, you don't even contribute anything to the cost of the ceremony. It's only natural that we would be upset with you. We don't want to cut our ties with you, but your actions of late leave us no choice. Can I take this as meaning my son also wants nothing to do with me from now on? Yes, that is correct. You can take this as your formal notice that we want nothing more to do with you ever again. Even if you need us in your old age, don't bother contacting us. We won't be there to help you. Okay, I got that. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to look after myself by myself. If you ever fall ill and have to go to hospital, don't call on us to help you out. If you ever make it to the right age and you need to move into a nursing home, again, don't call on us to help you move. If you need any money, forget about contacting us. We never want to see you again. Sure, I understand. That shouldn't be a problem. I should be right to look after myself. I admire the way you're trying to sound so strong right now. But we all know that when the time comes, you'll probably come crying to us for help. But just be warned, even if you beg at that time, we're not going to help you, no matter what happens. I don't think I'm trying to sound strong at all. It's just how I feel at the moment. After all, it's only natural, a part of life. The children leave the proverbial nest at some point. I like to think I have prepared myself for life in my old age. You're a single mother whose child has left home. You have no one to rely upon now. What type of preparation could you have done? From where I stand, your future looks pretty bleak. No kids to boss around, no husband to spend time with, no money to spend. What type of life do you have ahead of you? Don't you worry your pretty little head about me. I think I'll be okay. If it's simply money that you are worried about, you should know that I have a little over $2 million in my savings account. I hope you and Robbie have a nice life together. Hang on, stop. What did you just say? Did you say 2 million? Are you sure that's not a typo? You didn't mean 200. If it was only $200, I don't think I would bother rubbing that in your face. Do you? So, it's the truth? You really have $2 million. That's what I said. And like I said, I have thoroughly prepared myself for my later years. Hang on. That doesn't make sense. Why do you have so much money? How did you come by it? It doesn't really matter how I got it, does it? It's not really that difficult if you know what to do. All you have to do is work hard, save a little bit, and have the know-how of how to make your money work for you. Know-how? That's right. I made some investments, and some of them paid off really well. Really? Does Robbie know about this? He was too busy wallowing in self-pity to concern himself with my income. I knew I had no one I could rely upon, and raising him by myself was quite a handful. But luckily, I was able to get my finances together when I still had the chance. Of course, not everything I invested in paid off. I had my share of losses, too. But that's the nature of investing. You lose some, you win some. Some? If you've managed to raise $2 million, I'd say you won on most of your purchases. Most lotto winners don't earn that much money. I just got lucky on a few. A couple of the main ones weren't looking to be very prosperous, but I took a chance and bought quite a number of shares. They increased in value by around 300%. I wasn't very well educated in investing, and I didn't want to risk losing it all. So slowly I sold the shares and converted them back into cash. That can't be the truth. How can I not have heard this from Robbie? How is it possible that you have that much money? I can't speak for all families, but I'm pretty sure that most parents do not divulge the contents of their bank accounts to their children. At least the families that I know of don't. But then again, my family is not like what you would call regular, is it? Perhaps you could tell me what a regular family does. Do you sit around of the evening and talk about how much money everyone has? Well, no, we don't do that. If that's the case, then you have no right accusing me of any wrongdoing. Anyway, like I said, don't worry about me in my old age. I'll be able to look after myself some way or another. Go ahead with your plans. Cut all of your ties to me. Hang on! Stop just a moment! We're all getting a little bit excited here. A little bit hasty. There's no need to cut any ties at this point. Can't we just get together and have a chat? Just you and I. Let's go and have a coffee. There's a quiet little coffee shop not far from your house. I can meet you there as soon as you come back from Hawaii.
Well, that was unexpected.
After all, we are relatives now. Why would relatives even consider cutting ties from each other? Oh, that's just ridiculous. When you think about it, who knows when you're going to need each other's support in the future? Let's just wipe the slate clean, go back to how we were before all of this fighting began. Also, I want to hear all about your trip to Hawaii. That scuba diving sounded like a lot of fun.
Wow. How quickly you can turn. Moments ago, you are a different person. But unfortunately for you, it's too late now. Even if you have changed your mind about cutting ties and want to continue our relationship as normal, it's too late. For you see, I now know what you are really like. And I am more than happy to cut all ties if you don't.
Hang on. No, wait.
Sorry. From now on, I will not bother contacting you again. Nor will I take any messages from you either. If you find yourself needing hospitalization, don't call upon me for help. If you need any sort of assistance, don't call me. I'm not going to leave any of my money for my son. I'm going to enjoy the money I earned and spend it all upon myself.
No, wait! You can't do that!
I certainly can. You can just watch me. And with that, Kelly, I bid you farewell. I just pray that you don't do something so stupid as getting a divorce like I did. Shortly after that, I got a new phone and a new phone number. I also used some of my savings to move into a new house. The scuba diving lessons I got in Hawaii have been put to good use. I live close to the beach now, so I enjoy scuba diving every weekend. Some of my relatives know where I am, but I have made them promise to keep it a secret from Robbie and Kelly. I'm pretty sure they will hold their tongues. As for Robbie and Kelly's wedding day, apparently my non-attendance is still a topic of conversation. No one actually knows the truth, because I don't think Robbie and Kelly would ever tell people why I wasn't there. A recent rumor that I heard was that people think Kelly deliberately gave me the wrong address because she didn't want me attending. And even after Robbie found out about it, he decided to not inform me of the correct address. That's just one of the stories I heard going around. I've also heard stories, I don't know if they're rumors or not, that Robbie and Kelly are often fighting over petty little things. I think it all stems from them not being truthful about the wedding day to their friends. It sounds as though they are on the edge of filing for divorce. But unfortunately, they both have their pride and refuse to admit defeat. As we know, they could not live with themselves as divorcees. So instead, they continue living their unhappy lives together.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.